Okay, so we're on Rift, and the matchup is Consano versus Colony.
Ooh,
Um,
that
yeah, I think Consano has the advantage in this matchup.
I I kind of want to agree with you on that one, but depending on how Manatee wants to play Colony, Colony's a personal favorite of mine, and Colony is really strong all around. But Consano can just win by the sheer number of unit drops and dot damage she can do from her abilities.
Yeah, um, a lot of the time you want to like mass up your Goliaths and
hmm
with a ball of like skits and engineers, that sort of thing. And if you get caught out of position, you can lose the game like that by getting your units picked off. And Consano is good at picking off units like that, especially with the Hell drop. So we'll see how it goes. I think the early
All right,
game will
well,
matter quite a
let's
bit.
see. We got blue as WAF VHR. We're just gonna call him VHR. I'm not gonna try and attempt that name.
Yeah,
Red as Manatee
he's
over here.
going. Yeah, he's going Gen first, which is interesting. It's not really something I would do with Colony. You don't want to
Yeah.
fast tech just because of the threat those Goliaths present.
Well, over here we have VHR doing the same thing. Gen first, he's upgrading it right away. Then do 2 supply pads, which is what I normally like to do because by the time that generator gets upgraded completely, you're able to upgrade your supply pad shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant. VHR is going Gen first. On the
Oh,
other
okay.
hand, Manatee is going
Double
third.
supply, then. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's already got a skit out, so that reveals his first point. And, okay, this is interesting. VHR is going Barracks fourth.
Huh. So he might try to double infantry this. Double pump some infantry. Yeah, he's on his
Yeah,
mini. He got a supply pad, so that's not uncommon. Let's see what Manatee is doing. He's got the second 2 minis down here. He tried to steal his VHR's mini down here by his base. Was unsuccessful.
Supply pad constructed.
yeah,
I really think we're
okay,
gonna.
yeah. VHR is going double Barracks.
Yeah, I really think we're about to see double flamethrowers. Which, if he is, that means what I'm seeing out of Manatee over here means he's gonna get outplayed just for the pure fact he's doing inches and skitters. Is what my prediction is here. Those
Yeah,
flamethrowers.
I'm expecting a raid camp soon.
If he just does NGs and skitters, he can just wither them down slowly. Because if he does, I'm sorry, excuse me, he will have snipers and flamethrowers mainly, and those can target air units. So he's actually okay. He's got a raid
Yeah,
camp going in the back.
but VHR still has the ability to triple pump Marines now that he's
True.
got that third or that second mini coming up. So he can still handle the skit NGs, and we can see his intent is Marines because he's getting grenade throw right now.
All right. All right. Well, we got Manatee here scouting out DHR, and well, both they're scouting each other out.
Yeah,
Grenade throw researched.
and it looks like Manatee is going for the skit NG play.
Yeah, he also has
Um,
he just built a
and-
raid camp on one of his minis.
Yeah, he's
He's
pumping
pumping out some
Goliaths.
Goliaths. Yeah.
So I think this could be
Whoa.
an even composition. It might come down to positioning and making sure you don't get your units caught out before you're ready.
Yeah, and also one sly leader power. VHR switched off one of his barracks for a supply pad just now.
Yeah, he probably wants a few more Marines now that he scouted and saw that
Saw
engineers
these.
are on the field.
Yeah. Looks like Manatee's making a move for his base with just the skitters and a Goliath and the engineer. That combo can be pretty diddly just by with the one Goliath and that many
Supply pad constructed.
engineers to heal him.
Yeah, and the skitters too. They I'm pretty sure they are faster than both flamers and Marines, so if you kite them correctly, he could kill all of this.
Yes.
Although grenade is going to make that difficult.
Oh, and we have a couple of suicides coming out of his mini back here. I personally love the suicide grunts. They're just so enjoyable to play with.
Yeah. At this point, I think VHR really needs snipers. Seeing as snipers will deal with the Goliaths, and they'll also deal with the suicide grunts. Without the snipers to deal with them, he's going to get this ball of infantry obliterated. Which I think is what we're about to see. Yeah, it's gone. That's all gone. Instantly wiped.
And he's lost nothing.
It is
suicide
21
grunts, that's
population to 51.
Under fire from ground.
He's thrown up a turret, but I don't think it'll matter all that much. There is only one Goliath up on his side of the map, but the Manatee
it's not like he's gonna be able to
hunt more.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna be able to just instantly kill that base. He's gonna have some time to defend himself here, but with the amount of skitters he has here, it's gonna be a challenge for him.
Leader point
And as you said, this one Goliath is going to be a really big problem, just because of the sheer amount of engineers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a napalm missiles that comes down.
Half out
which I
his
don't
skitters and
really
inches.
did anything.
Yeah, more of a nuisance. He's allowing Manatee's allowing his VHR's turrets to get up just by focusing out those Marines, but he's finally realized the mistake and he's going for it.
Yeah, I don't know, his Goliath is kind of going from one
Not
target to
focusing
another
on
right
anything.
now. Yeah. There's an anti-air turret up. That is quite a power sink. He had to put 300 into that.
There we go.
And I don't know if it's really gonna help. There's the engineer support.
And then
The
there is
HR
this.
does have enough to get Tech 2, but it doesn't matter.
We just saw a ODST drop for the Flame Troopers.
Oh, you mean a hell drop?
Yeah.
One thing I'm noticing is that the Manatee isn't popping his engineer shield. That gives you a 40... there we go. Okay.
Yeah, the damage reduction, which would have been life-saving. Finally took out that
Here
anti-air
comes
turret.
The colony drop, and that's going to put the nail in the coffin.
He almost lost it just by the pure fact he was not doing a great job microing his Goliath there in the beginning. He couldn't decide what he wanted to attack.
Yeah, but it was pretty much over with that initial engagement.
Yeah, with the Sui just ramming his infantry.
Yeah, you can't ball up your units like that and have them all get obliterated and expect to like make a comeback from that.
Let alone not having any snipers in there. But of course he did not see his raid camp. He only saw the air pad in the on his main.
Yeah, purely flamers and marines will not deal with this composition.
No.
Because unless you have like godly splits, you're not going to be able to deal with the suicide grunts. And most likely you're not going to be able to deal with the Goliaths either.
No, not even.
I think if the game had gone on a little bit longer, instead of getting colony drop, the Manatee would have gotten the Hunter's brand. Yeah, and then he could have used the rams with the Goliath on his ball of infantry and used it in conjunction with Hunter's brand. It would be over just like that anyway. Colony is tough to deal with.
Yeah, early
game
game Colony
did a bad job.
is just nasty potential. But if this, like you said, if this game would have dragged on a little bit longer, and Kansana would have been able to get all of her unit drops, this game could have gone completely the other way. Just by the sheer number of units she can just drop in and do the dot damage upon the landing based off of the flame area she can create as she lands is nasty.
And that is game 1. So, Manatee will be going on to the next round. Okay, we've got an Atriox versus Yap Yap.
So with countermeasures being banned, he's gonna look for the early base, which is gonna be very interesting to go against a Yap Yap.
Yeah, I would say Yap Yap is favored here because of the fact countermeasures is banned, which is something that I didn't want. I know countermeasures is broken in team games, but in 1v1 it is quite different. I think the only map it's really unstoppable on is Bedrock. But we've got a Gen first coming out of Ugly and Proud.
Alright.
Blue.
Yeah. Yep, we got red over here as Church, and he is going straight to the double harvester. And as any typical Yap Yap player, just pumping out some cannon fodders. Let's see how many minis he can get. Because that is the last thing you want as a Yap Yap, going against a Yap Yap to have. You do not want him to get control of your minis or just minis in general around the map.
And Church is just automatically sending these cannon fodder directly to the minis.
Just everywhere. They're spreading out everywhere. And
yeah, that's what you want to do when you're Yap Yap.
If Atriox doesn't get this mini right here, right now, this might be a little bit of an issue for him.
Yeah, here comes the cannon fodder. Church doesn't have enough to queue it yet, but he will soon. Yep,
and Church got it. That's going to be a problem for Atriox.
Yeah, and he's got eyes on this one too. Meanwhile, Ugly and Proud does not. Oh, is he gonna get it?
He has the resources to get this back.
He hasn't queued it yet. He hasn't queued it yet. Oh, he got it just in time.
I mean, I feel like he's just toying with Atriox right now with that last-minute grab on both those.
Yeah, that's like auto lose for Trox, because what can he do? He's got his War Council coming up, so he can get the Chosen out, but he only has one other source of producing, and that's out of his main with Grunt Squads.
Yeah,
he's going to have to sit back here on defense to clean these minis up, while Church does basically whatever he wants.
Just going against a Yap Yap, you can't make that simple, easy mistake of, oh, I'm going to sit next to my mini here for a minute, not thinking he's going to come steal this.
It does look like Church has a few idle cannon fodder, but for the most part, he's got them all collecting resources, and he's going to continue to build them, which is what you want. Typically, a Yap Yap will just keep spamming those throughout the game, and eventually ball them all up and send them to the base as just another way of
as a cluster. Well, we got Atriox chosen out of Ugly here, and he's putting up a sensor array along with another two sensor arrays. That's very not the call I would make there.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that. It used to be that they would give you XP towards your next leader point, but it doesn't work like that anymore.
Alright, we're seeing a raid camp coming in late on the back end of Ugly's base, while the whole nonsense army of Red's coming up on them right now.
Yeah.
Church.
This cannon fodder needs to, yeah. They were auto-targeting the sensor tower, but he should be targeting the pads, which is what he's doing now.
Well, Atriox Chosen
yeah,
just
that's crazy.
Smacking him.
He's got insane splash damage. Looks like there are a few choppers up. I don't know why he's opting in for those.
Yeah, I've never seen that out of a Yap Yap. We got a methane tank coming up.
That will help, but once again, the Chosen can pop these things like balloons, so you have to be careful.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that's going to happen is this Chosen's going to get ranked.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Church hasn't expanded yet. He has the resources
check out these mines. This is going to be an interesting... Oh, just
Oh, yeah.
gone.
And he's sitting in the plasma. That's not something you want to do. That plasma
And
does a
then the
lot of damage over time.
stuns. If Church doesn't start coming up with something here really quickly, this might be over for him.
Yeah, he's got a star on his chosen that's going to be even harder to kill. I think where Church is going wrong here is he's kind of like filtering in units one by one instead of trying to mass them up and push in to deal with this.
I still do not understand the decision of these two sensors.
Yeah, I don't quite know either. My best guess is that he doesn't know that it doesn't give you XP anymore. Some good micro out of Ugly and Proud with the jump pack brutes, jumping them one by one in order to make the most of the stuns.
Yeah, no, we are seeing some great micromanagement out of Blue here, while we're seeing general calls for movement for out of Red's army.
Although Macro, on the other hand, not so much. Ugly has stacked nearly 2,000 supply.
Yeah, he's...
Okay, there's the mine plus jump brute. That's gonna hurt. Sitting in the plasma.
Here we go.
Shade
Dropping
turrets
his
coming
turrets.
in. Yeah, that's not gonna help too much though, because he just doesn't have units here.
Nope. All it is going to maybe take out a few of his units, but he's able to micro out the most of it. We're seeing some really good microing out of Ugly here.
Yeah, that Chosen might be able to get his second star pretty soon, and by that point, that's his ticket to victory.
Yes.
Ugly did clear out the mini in the back of his base, but he didn't take it, so that's a bit of an oversight.
But just by looking at his resources, he's just more focused right now on getting Tech 2, which he just received, and putting up a second raid camp. He's more focused on building up his primary base right now. And getting more units on the table.
He's really dedicating to those brutes. Although
which is
Church
working for him.
Church is expanding now. That's a bit late. Yap Yap normally wants to think about expanding as early as 2 minutes in. If you think about it, if you expand that early and you're that aggressive, by the time Ugly had pushed off all of Church's units, he could have had this base developed and everything by the time he had to worry about a counter push or something.
Well, especially after him losing that fight there, putting this base on that side of the map is a very ballsy call. I would have personally put it on the right-hand side. Oh, and something we did not notice is we have Ugly having a grunt in front of Church's base. So he's just able to harass him the entire time, which is a personal favorite move of mine, just to remind him, hey, I'm still here, you can't do anything about this.
Yeah, it's good for vision. Another note is that Church is still on Tech 1. He is upgrading this expansion here. I do think normally Yap Yap has a very strong Tech 1 game, but look at all this cannon fodder. That's 22 cannon fodder. And that's not going to really help in a fight.
And his whole army's about to get wiped. The jump packs, and he placed the mines right there.
Yep. And basically, they just serve to feed the Chosen veterancy at this point.
Which, I'm surprised it's not veterancy 2 right now. Him getting the Aatrox Chosen out is going to win him this game. Which, unless Church does something really quickly to counter this, he is going to lose this.
One thing he could try and get vision on Ugly's main and use his grunts from above drop and just strip the base in order to try and get an economy advantage.
Well, that would be nice and all, but the fact of the matter is he will still have nothing to stop this army that is just slowly marching to his main.
Yeah.
Granted, he got hurt a little bit there. He, you know, might want to reconsider taking the attack until his army gets reinforced. But he can still
doesn't
ensure.
have a raid camp. That's the problem. He has no way of pumping heavy grunts or grunt riders, and that should be the core of the Yap Yap's army.
Just by watching this, no insults intended here, but I'm assuming Church hasn't played a whole lot of Yap Yap. It looks like he's just doing the basic Yap Yap strategy here. Just, oh, I'm going to try and overwhelm him with sheer amount of units.
I think he does main Yap Yap, but it might be just Atriox's play style. The Chosen being able to mop up the cannon fodder so well with the amount of splash damage he's got, that might be part of what's throwing Church off.
Alright, here comes Church to defend his mini, so let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that.
I wouldn't contest that either.
There's too much here.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Mine did not get set in time.
Here's grunts from above. That will help, and he could take this engagement if he pursues. Oh, but that mine jump combo is going to be lethal. Fortunately,
well,
that went off on mostly cannon fodder.
Church. He called in his reinforcements, and he baited out the mines and jump pack brutes combo with his cannon fodder. Wow, words are hard.
Yeah. And it looks like these rangers aren't really putting all that much damage on the units due to these engineers.
And we're seeing a sensor tower off of Church's secondary. But what is with sensor towers right now? Am I missing something? Is there like a patch that I missed?
Okay, on Church? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, line of sight is good and everything.
It's nice and all, but when you were having his army in your backyard, you do not need to see every little detail.
Yeah. Church's composition just isn't gonna fight uglies. Like, the Chosen alone could probably. Oh wow.
Oh,
okay.
that
I did
is
not
a
expect
very
an
expensive play there.
Yeah, certainly not a bad one though.
It started to look like Church was starting to pull through. You know, a lot of Atriox's army is starting to wither down.
Yeah, as long as this Chosen is alive, Ugly is in the lead.
Yep, no, I mean... right now, Church just needs to stop what he's doing and regroup.
Yeah, he's just now teching up.
13-minute Tech 2 game. Love it. I mean, yeah, look at his secondary base. It's only supply pads. He only has 2 power extractors on the map.
Yeah, staying on Tech 1 as Yap Yap generally isn't bad, but if you don't build raid camps, then it definitely is, because you need heavy grunts. Those are like your core unit.
And we're seeing a third sensor tower on Ugly's main base, which I just don't
that's
get.
A fourth right there.
Oh, it's the third one. Oh, nope, yep, that is a fourth. Like, no one is coming near my base without me seeing it. Relaxation. Oh man, I love the audio from Yap Yap.
So Church is now Tech 2, and he has a raid camp up, looking like he's pumping a few Banshees. He's got grunts from above again.
Alright, we're finally seeing a military base out of Yap Yap here. He's got a foundry going. Oh, he's got a raid camp on his main base. My bad there. I really feel like the play for Yap Yap at this point, I know he's not meant to be an air unit, but I really think he should just spam Banshees. He would be able to throw off his entire army. He has enough supply pads here. just to be able to
Yeah,
throw
the
him off.
hunters wouldn't deal with the banshees, nor would the
He
jump
has
brutes or the rangers for that matter.
his rangers can like his rangers and his Atriox chosen is the only units that could hit his air units at this point in the match.
Yeah, but the problem is, in order for that to work, you'd really need to mass the banshees, and he only has a single apex up right now. If he like did what he did in the early game and tried to trickle his units in, they would just get fed to that chosen, and we'd see probably even like a 3-star chosen by the end of the game.
Just terrifying. Well, we now have a third base for Atriox here on the right-hand side of the map. And he finally got his secondary base upgraded. And he just now noticed that cannon fodder watching his secondary base. Alright, and he's running away from his turrets. Church is on the offensive this time with a little backup on the turrets.
Yeah, this is a bit overzealous, though. All Ugly has to do is put that chosen in that garrison, and he becomes unpushable.
Yep. I don't think he realizes it right now. He's trying to
great.
micro his army out of it. Got a shield generator on his base, so if he can get underneath that shield generator, it's going to be more one-sided.
Yeah. Really, I think what Church needs to do, he needs locusts up on this ridge.
Yep.
Because obviously he can't push in from this way. The chosen can sit either under that shield or in that garrison. He's got the plasma there, so that's just unpushable. Church has really over-dedicated in regards to these methane wagons. He's got 6 of them.
We're now starting to
Generally,
see some
just
marauders
2
out
is
of
enough.
Yep. Oh, there we're starting to see some banshees from Yap. Alright, he's starting to realize this. I'm just that stun, it just does so much to them.
Yeah.
Even without the mines, it hurts when they land, and just the stun goes along with it.
He certainly shouldn't be pushing this. If we take a look at the shield generator, it has barely gone down at all.
It's barely been touched.
Church can, yeah, Church can keep trying, but he's really not going to accomplish anything except
I think he
wasting
should
time
push,
and resources.
though. He has the banshees. He has no one to really target his banshees other than Atriox. But Atriox is more focused on the methanes.
But once those are cleaned up, I mean, the Trox is going to be like level 2. He's going to be able to clean up the air as well. Like, the thing is, that dude's a one-man army.
He really is.
He doesn't even need help.
Well, Church said, you know what? Screw your secondary base. There's a sweet third base over here I'm just going to take for my own.
Yep.
And he's coming to defend
Although
it.
Ugly has his eradication back, so he could be trying to use that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be majority of his resources if he does that. I think he should just say, you know what? Third base, I don't need it that much. I still have econ on you. I'm going to let you have it. Because right now,
if he has Bulwark, yep, there it is. And he could try and queue up a shield.
I don't think, you know, he's just going to say,
Although
I'm going to
like,
show you my dominance here and kill you.
Yeah,
And
he's
he needs,
trying to fight this.
Church
which he
needs to
certainly
stop
can.
going for the base and go for his army.
Okay, we're seeing Reavers now out of Ugly.
Yeah.
So that's going to help the Chosen out.
I'm surprised his Chosen's not level 2 yet. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I am as well.
A methane cloud drop would be impressive right here. Oh, we just saw Atriox's surviving breath just deployed there.
Ugly needs to focus his engineers on healing the base, because it is red bar.
I don't think it matters.
Although it looks like, yeah,
He's
only
not.
3, 2, 1 Banshee. None. No Banshees left. They're all dead.
No army. He overstayed his
Yeah,
welcome
31
there.
popped to 76 right now.
Not only that,
Also,
just
the
like
difference in economy.
econ, yeah.
Yeah. And Church is just now getting his heroes up, so that's quite late. Generally, when you hit Tech 2, they are pretty high priority because of their Y abilities are just so good. And he's trying to expand, but I mean,
He just
should
realized
know
that was a
he
terrible
can't
idea.
Test this army, yeah.
This might be it right here. I mean, it was back and forth a little bit there, but he just made some bad calls on sticking around at that third base.
Yeah, now all Ugly has to do is push on Church Cube's second base, and he should be able to take it. He doesn't have a lot of deep DPS in regards to, you know, hitting bases, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how long it takes him. Church doesn't have an army to contest
Anything.
this.
He's just throwing one unit in at a time, and just he should cut his losses right here and just back off and defend his main base.
Yeah.
Okay, dropping a grunt dome there. I don't know what the point of that there is.
It
To buy time?
defends the base for now.
I just don't like his decision making on these.
Yeah.
I understand you want to defend your base, and you got the mines in the back. Just took out the back end of his army.
Mhm.
He's trying to defend every little thing he can, which is costing him this game. Now, anytime we see Yap Yap starting to pull ahead is after these turrets drops, but he just doesn't have an army to go with those turrets.
In the beginning, I said Yap has both of Ugly's minis. That's basically an auto lose for trucks, but he really turned this around, and it's because Church never got raid camps up after the initial one he put on the proxy went down, and that's really what cost him the game.
Oh, just the Atriox too. Just like after that first fight, he's able to get veterancy
Oh, yeah.
1 and just.
Here's the second star now, finally.
I was actually just looking for that. Yeah. I think Ugly finally got the hint. Okay, that base is gone. Let me build up an army to defend my main. Still not seeing any turrets on his main, or not even a shield generator. Well, he can't afford it. He has 600 blue, while Atriox has 4,000. At this point, even if somehow he's able to stop this rush, it's still over. He can just build up a new one while Yap Yap's trying to rebuild.
Yeah. You have to take into account that it's 3 bases to 2.
Oh.
And when you're put in that sort of situation, it's pretty much the only remedy to that is resign.
Yeah, man, let's see. Yap Yap's trying to get the high ground here with his 3-4 Rangers and... yeah.
It's funny, whenever the Chosen shoots a building base, you look at the timer, and it sets the timer back, so it's like 30 seconds until complete.
Oh, and there
Chosen will
is
shoot
his
it
big old
for
nuke ability,
eradication, yeah.
which is not
That
really
wasn't even
needed.
necessary.
It's just to show his dominance right there, and we're seeing a resign out of
Yep.
Church. The game did go
Yeah,
back and forth quite a bit there. That was a very good game to watch.
Yeah, I think
But-
Church just needed to rally better instead of trickling in units early on, and he needed a raid camp.
Yeah, I mean, Ugly, pure and simple, just outplayed Church to the ground. And there were moments where we thought Church was going to win multiple times, not even after the first initial. It was just he made a comeback. He's like, all right, I'm hitting your base, but he decided to stay way too long at the third base, which really hurt him there.
Yeah, take a look at the units destroyed for Ugly,
Already.
and then Church.
I
It's
backed that, unfortunately.
220 to 24.
I mean, most of those were
So
just,
that's a giant
the-
difference.
oh yeah. And I'm sure his Aatrox Chosen just got credited to 90% of those. That boy
Yeah,
was just
probably.
hammering down.
So anyway, about the matchup, I do think Forge has the advantage. Since only because measures is banned. Typically. Oh. So not really.
They're gonna kill us. Yeah, we're motherfucker.
Can
We had to reset it already.
we
once.
already restarted, yeah, because black screen.
All right.
Don't worry. Okay.
All right. So blue, we got ugly and proud as Aatrox yet again. We got red over here as Mr. Manatee. Over here
both are going Gen first.
Yep, and then double pump blue out of ugly, and he doesn't have that queued up, so he's looking to get an early mini.
Typically, Forge, if he's gonna like play early game, he'll go Gen second or something like that. So I think the Manatee is just going to try and fast tech, probably into Hogs.
That is, I really hope Manatee does not do that. That is the wrong call to do in that situation against a Aatrox. You can just have an army of brutes at your door in 6 minutes.
Yeah, it
Way before
matters
then.
how Ugly plays this, though, because if he doesn't scout this and he kind of plays more defensively and then realizes too late that Manatee has fast-teched, the Hogs could already be out. So, really, it's just a matter of how you play it.
I see no reason for Aatrox to be the one to be worrying right now. Red should be scouting. But we do see Aatrox scouting out right now, sending a unit to his base. And we are seeing a War Council on the back end of his main base. Nothing new there. Worked out so well from the last game, why not do it again? And not seeing any armories yet for Forge.
Yeah, this is a fast tech. As you can see, he's prioritizing this power.
Nope, he's doing the garrison again, so you can only see half his base.
Yep.
I think we're just going to see a fair amount of Marines out of him while he is teching up.
I think the supply he has might end up going into turrets. Yep, he's queued up 1, and now he's going to queue up Tech 2 very shortly, right?
He's got it. There he goes,
Now.
Tech 2. Alright, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a bad time.
Yeah, pretty fast. The, Ugly is just now getting his Chosen out.
Yep.
Besides that, he doesn't really have that much.
He's upgrading his Chosen as well, getting the plasma rounds out, which really helped him out that first game. And just now he's realizing he was an easy target, and he's probably kicking himself in the teeth right now, and just realizing, man, I could have really ended this game by now.
Yeah, the Chosen alone isn't going to deal with turrets, and it's certainly not going to deal with Hogs once they get out, which will be very shortly. Manatee's got 1 garage going up on a mini, and another garage going up on his main, and actually a third going up on another mini, so he's building 3 at once. The Hogs are going to be coming out very shortly.
Oh yeah, when I've done that kind of situation, I'm teching out of 1, upgrading them in 1, and then just pumping them out of another one. So unless Ugly does something really quickly, other than these power nodes, this game is going to be really done and over.
Yeah.
We're seeing jump packs and choppers coming out of his mini. So, I mean...
The node will help a little bit, but really he needs a 2nd gen. Okay, that's what he's doing right now.
Yep, he just wanted to get his Aatrox upgraded a little bit so he can be a little bit of a contender. I'm really surprised we haven't seen Forge's Hog out yet, to be honest, out of Manatee yet. Normally, that's a big favorite play out of Forge players.
Ever since the 10% HP nerf on the Forge Hog, he's actually really a shadow of his former self. Although I do think he's still worth getting. What the Manatee is shooting at right now is just getting a big mass of hogs up in order to deal with this clump of units that Ugly has.
He's got 5 out so far by the looks of it. Not able to get Tech 2 yet out of Ugly, which he's going to need something here quickly.
He's getting there. Although, I think he's overextending here. Manatee has a fair bit of hogs here. And really, Ugly won't have all that much to deal with it.
Okay.
Good,
check out, you know, screw that guy. Let's all ram him real quick.
Yeah.
Here comes his 2, 4, 6, 8
Oh, they're gonna go
Warthogs.
in the
Oh, and then the mines. Beautiful play. He does a great job with these mines.
These choppers will help with the rams
And the
also
stuns,
the
okay.
stuns. He could have done that a bit better if he had used one stun at a time to try and keep all those hogs down as long as possible. Oh, and look who's making a comeback. The star on the Chosen already.
Already, wow. That's... And I don't know if you noticed it, but that initial engagement, all the Forge did was just select all of his Warthogs to ram his Chosen, which was still a shield up. There's not much he's going to do to it.
These choppers aren't even upgraded, but he's
doing
really well with picking off one Warthog at a time.
Finally got Tech 2 out of Ugly, but we do have Warthogs at his base. I don't think he's aware of it yet. So he is going to shoot down any buildings.
I would put Ugly firmly in the lead right now. Just because with that minigun, the Manatee doesn't really have a way to triple pump hogs, and that was the entirety of his game plan.
Oh, let's see how good he is thinking on his feet right now. We're still seeing him pump out some hogs.
More mines. And Ugly with the plays here, putting down the bulwark on his extractor so it doesn't die, while simultaneously taking out the hogs with mines.
He is really good with these
plays.
leader points, abilities, and just stunning the army perfectly into them. He knows what he's doing, and he's a force to be reckoned with right now.
Yeah, here's his expansion coming up.
While Forge is still sitting on one. Alright. Manatee finally took out that mini base on the side of his base.
Honestly, if I were him, I think I would go into Hornets. Because Ugly's getting up a double raid camp to just try and spam hunters to deal with the hogs. And normally I wouldn't recommend going air. But if you do go air, with Forge, you can force out a lot of anti-air, and then you have your Grizzly Battalion. So the Grizzly Battalion comes in, and then there's just no competition. You can take out the anti-air easy.
Yeah, I agree. That is all correct. Well, Aatrox has his mines up right now. Let's see how many of his Warthogs he's able to take out. It's not a question of if it's going to work for this time. It's the question of how many hogs are going to be left standing after he does this combo.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of kiting going on here, and it looks like Ugly isn't really splitting his units up, so they're just kind of taking it right now. Although
there we
the
go.
hogs
There's
are running
mines.
into
He cut him off.
now.
Forcing him to come back into his army.
Maneuver. And they're all gonna die.
Stuns.
The Manatee used heavy metal on a single unit. Definitely a misplay there.
Alright, taking a look at the econ real quick. Aatrox is starting to pull ahead. Overall, I mean, he's got that second base up. He's starting to get fully built. He's got 2 minis. And we're starting to see a barracks come off of one of the minis for Manatee to hopefully to deal with these hunters. If not, I mean, you were right. The right call here at this point in time is to go air.
The problem is, with the difference in population here, the Manatee has no way of expanding. And at this point, he's just going to get outproduced.
So unless we see something out of Manatee here in the next few moments, this game's gonna be over. He's taking out that mini base that's gonna counter his hunters. That's gonna hurt a lot. He's going Hellbringers, not snipers. Oh, he is building Hellbringers on his main base now. He's switched off of Wardogs.
Yeah, this is just going to be a slow death, I think. He can try and turtle up with these turrets, but I don't think it'll matter. I think by this point, Ugly will have eradication soon. And even if the Manatee gets Grizzly Battalion, first of all, there's the problem of affording it, and then there's the problem of eradication, as if Ugly sees the Grizzlies dropping in, he can just use eradication, and it's like an instant delete button.
Alright, we got Ugly here building a third base right on his doorsteps. Just to say, he's just there saying, I'm in charge of this game, deal with it. Just showing dominance right there. Oh, and he's baited out his army. And going for the jump pack, stun and mines. Goodbye, Warthogs.
Boom.
There's
dispersion nozzles, but it really doesn't matter. I don't think he has enough flamers here to deal with it.
Not yet, no. If he needs to put them both two Hellbringers into that garrison, really just to deter him. Alright, with these anti-infantry turrets here are just scaring him away. Oh, no, never mind. He did use Dying Breath on that engagement. Rebuilding that third base.
Resorting to building Marines. Kind of making me wonder, okay, he's got grenade throw, but doesn't have kayak. So, like, these Marines are going to be supremely outclassed.
I don't know. I mean, looking at Ugly's army comp right there in front of his base, he's only really got anti-vehicle with the Brutes. The Brutes is going to hurt a lot with the mine combos, so if he's just able to outproduce some unit, just outnumber him on the unit aspect there, he can win that.
Yeah, Ugly is putting up another base.
Just to make sure he can't make a wrong play.
Yeah, I don't think there's any possible way Ugly could grow this. More mines. Just the cooldown on those mines is so oppressively low.
I think he
can spam those things.
I would not be surprised if he didn't upgrade them. Okay.
What are those?
Got a siege turret.
Siege turret. Okay.
Putting up a
I'm
second siege turret.
There was no vehicle drop. That could be helpful for taking out this base sitting in front of him.
Like I said, he's got to be worried about that eradication beam. Alright, casting the heavy metal.
Yeah, that'll help, but that Chosen can take advantage of the speed debuff and just do this pullback micro here.
The only reason Manatee is starting to win this fight right here is because the siege turret's on that back line. Who is just able to kick him off of it, but it's just too little too late. You know, Atriox here has almost 4,000 blue with a 1,100 yellow to go with it, and Forge here is under 1,000 each. He's getting 2 Kodiaks set up here on this ridge, so that'll help out. But that base is just a decoy at this point.
Yeah, okay, here's the vehicle drop. Those veteran Kodiaks will go a long way. That'll certainly force out Shrouds. I don't know why Ugly is only sitting on 29 population right now, but he should be fixing that soon. Maybe he's just trying to Chosen versus the world.
Man, he loves his Chosen and his sensor towers. There is no question about that. Alright, so we're finally seeing a second base go up for Mr. Manatee here. This game looks like it could drag out for a moment and a half here.
Yeah, it certainly could.
I just don't think he got combat tech on his Marines, so that would be very helpful.
Yeah, that's the play that I generally think Forge should go for now, ever since last patch. Because the Hogs just don't seem to be worth it anymore. What made Forge's Hogs so good was the fact that you could combo it with the Forge Hog and its defense aura, and now that made the Hogs so hard to deal with. But with the reductions to defense aura,
Oh, he walked into those
it's not
mines
really
right
worth it
there.
anymore.
That really hurt. If
So-
he can take this base down, he might have a chance. But
I don't think he can though.
yeah, he just doesn't have the units here. He's moving up some Kodiaks.
Yeah, Manatee should have just gone straight into this infantry ball instead of trying to fast tech into Hogs.
And we see veterancy level 2 out of every Atriox chosen, so.
Some anti-air support.
Yep, it's like a replay of last game in that matter.
Atriox is starting to go air, so this would be very interesting. Oh, we got Kodiak support for him.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think
every
the
player
Kodiaks
can
will help
micro
that much with the Banshees.
Kodiaks that well. But with these air units, these Kodiaks aren't going to mean anything.
There's a shield generator going up in the back. The bulwark is stalling a little bit. He's gonna be able to save this base if Manatee doesn't notice the shield coming.
Yeah, he's not noticing it, so he's going to save the base. While this is happening, Manatee's losing his second base, which is going to be very vital for him to survive.
And the shield
There's that
goes
shield
out.
gen. He was so close, but he just did not realize it in time.
This is a really good choke point. I think if an eradication went off here.
There it is. There, just like you called it. And
Speak of
that's
the
going
devil.
to do it.
Boom. It does. Eradication does not care about heavy metal. They just
No,
all.
it is not.
They just all die.
We need some anti-air
I think maybe 2 units that survived that were inside of that to begin with. I mean, he's so far ahead in Econ, he can afford to drop it.
Yeah, and Manatee has nothing to deal with these Banshees. All
He
his
has
Marines are dead.
7
He doesn't
Marines
have
on
any
the table.
Nightingale support.
Now, if
Looks like, yeah, the Rangers.
Rudy
are
want
gonna
to do some damage, he would put his Atriox in that garrison right there.
Really, he needs a shroud or two for that siege turret, because that's, yeah, Manatee's got 2 siege turrets now.
Nope, there he is in the garrison, so Manatee's not leaving that secondary base anytime soon with that guy just chilling right in front of his base.
Our base is under attack.
I
Oh,
think what the
Manatee.
Manatee's gonna try and do is bank on Ugly and Proud not having detection and smoke his base with this Nightingale. But the Ranger, oh, he's too late. Either way, the Ranger is there, and he could have detected that. Wouldn't have mattered.
There is his undying breath right there of Atriox, so he's fully committing
There's
to
the
this
mine.
fight. He's able to get away from the mine
Manatee
explosion,
gets out of the mine, yeah.
By enemy troops.
which I think is the first time we've noticed him escaping. That's this far. So Atriox seeing the artillery and says, you know what, I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to keep the ground units. I'm going to go air units. So your artillery is now worthless.
I still don't know why he doesn't have, like, full pop. He's got all this infrastructure. He could be pumping. He is pumping, but it looks like he's mainly focusing on upgrades right now. He's neglecting the second Apex.
I honestly
also
feel like
with
he's
this
just
base he has
toying
over
with the
here.
guy at this point.
Oh, look at the range on these flames. That's crazy. Okay, well, he's dead now. Ugly is upgrading to Tech 3. Surprisingly, Manatee is already on Tech 3.
I mean, that's nice he has Tech 3 and all, but that means nothing if you don't have any units on the table. Anything to counter
Yeah.
Aatrox is chosen. That one unit is hands down winning this match for him.
Here's the upgraded vehicle drop that could hold off the Manatee for a bit longer. I mean, Ugly.
What
versus the
Manatee needs to
who would
do is
win.
get a unit in this forward, these other two, fortifications just to get the eyesight for his artillery pieces. Let alone he has enough to gain this new base right here again. Manatee finally realizing he's got this base over here.
Garage constructed.
Not gonna be able to do anything to that base, so he's realizing I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, only 2 hogs there. Those are the 2 hogs that came in the level 2 vehicle drop.
So he decided to just do a little scouting with it, just see what's what. He is gonna find that back mini base real quick though with those 2 hogs. Looks like Ugly's plan right now is to strip down his minis in the back. He's gonna out-econ him.
Well, he's already out booming
Just-
him. One thing I think Ugly could do is he could get another extractor. You look at the difference between his power and his supply.
It's just
And
huge.
he never upgraded his population, so he's still sitting at 80 when he could probably be
Yeah, at
at
120
by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just thinking he's thinking, man, like I'm just manhandling him one-handed right now. I don't need any of this extra stuff. He needs to be careful not getting too cocky right now. He's gonna set Aatrox up on that ridge. There's nothing he can do about that. He's gonna lose the second base for the 3rd time, which has to be
He
just
could try
absolutely
and
frustrating.
engage that, as the Chosen is alone. He just
No,
doesn't
he's
have
got
a
2
way of
injuries
getting
on him
up there
now.
in time.
Infantry.
And then
Banshees
there
will fly
is
over,
his
take out the
Banshees.
artillery.
Banshee under assault from ground troops.
Combat tech healing the base, but Eradication's back. If he really wanted to, Ugly could drop in Eradication on
Yeah,
this base. but
it's
I
not
don't
going to be
think it would work.
needed. Aatrox is
Yeah.
eventually will strip that base down completely. But he's changing targets, so maybe that base will live.
I am being attacked by enemy troops.
Here comes
The rest of his
a lot of
army.
Rangers here.
The
Both
play at this
players
point
finally
is for
have their
him
population
to...
upgrade.
Yeah, there we go. We're starting to see some Wolverines come out. Just to help deal with that issue, but the problem here is he's not going to have any units to really deal with his main problem is this Aatrox, who's just winning this match again for Ugly.
Yeah, I don't know why these Nightingales aren't healing the base, but it's dead now, so a bit too late to refocus there. Oh, that's a 3-star Chosen right there. He's not gonna die. Like, there's no way Manatee's gonna be able to deal with that thing.
Oh, there's some artillery action going on. Ugly a little scared off by all that combat tech Marines with the Wolverines, but the issue still is this Aatrox. As soon as he gets into fight with all this, it's going to be a hands-down fight.
Yeah, the Manatee is getting Fortify Base Upgrade 2, so obviously he's expecting to get pushed very shortly.
Pretty hard. And there's Ugly getting that fourth base, my bad. Just right in front of his door, just saying, again, I'm in control of this match. Do not mess with me.
He's got 11,000 supply. That's crazy.
Man, Ugly
He's finally
could
taking
honestly,
this mid node.
Ugly could honestly just pump grunts. Just the remainder of this game, and he would be able to out-sustain him.
I don't know if he's forgotten about this base over here on his side, but he's kind of neglected that.
He can do nothing about the base. Like, it's tacked up. It's got a shield. It's got 2 shield gens and a cloak. No, it only has 1 shield. My apologies there. He has this army in front of his base that he can't do anything about.
Yeah, you know you're kind of in dire straits when you're sending your entire army to go deal with a mini base.
That's in your yard.
Yeah. If you send a few
finally
units,
see
you're
a
probably just
forge,
going to get
John.
caught out by the Chosen. The forage hog at this point probably won't accomplish all that much.
No, that Atriox Chosen is
Defensora
gonna
will help.
kill him.
I mean, he could maybe try to get her surround on a few units and then like combine Defensora with heavy metal and just try and make a final stand or something.
Got
It really doesn't
1900
matter, though. He
blue
can-
to 300 yellow, and
Yeah.
he's just every unit he needs to act like is his last unit at this point. I mean, looking over at Ugly, he's
It
got
doesn't matter how well-
15,000.
It doesn't matter how well the Manatee trades his units away. Ugly doesn't even need to value his units because he can
Nope.
pump them out so quickly. He's finally got the last base on the map. So it is 4 bases to 1 with Manatee trying to get this expo up for the like 3rd time now.
But I think we're past the 3rd attempt on this one. Man, if Manatee comes back and wins this is gonna be the comeback of the century.
No, I don't.
There's
see
the
it happening.
eradication
There's
beam,
the-
gonna lose his entire army.
Yeah. Stun plus
Oh.
eradication. That's the army gone. Look,
Oh,
12
that's
pop.
unfortunate.
He went from, like,
was
90 to
deploying
12.
he was deploying his scatter bomb right there, which is why he did not move his army. And well, here comes Ugly just to wipe up. He knows he has nothing left. He's just gonna win the game here.
I don't know why Ugly is so hesitant to push on the main. He could easily break this. Yeah, he's gonna do it now.
He's gonna lose some units in the process, but I mean, he can afford it. 16,000 blue. He's got this this Marine along with Hellbringer just melting his army, along with those siege turrets. Siege turrets are very terrifying.
Yeah, but they do have a minimum range.
Oh, he did his
although it looks
undying
like both
breath
of them
on his
are
army.
shooting.
He's starting to realize his base is tanky with these fortification level 3 on.
Yeah, he needs to focus down this red bar siege turret. Here's the
Oh.
vehicle drop.
Yep. That very
The
nicely
Kodiak,
done, but
I don't
he's
know
not
what he's
deploying
doing
his
with that Kodiak.
Kodiaks. He's deploying his Kodiaks way too close to... Oh, he's baiting them out, hoping to get them on the mines. Okay. But he just
Yeah,
can't afford that kind of loss, so that's the issue there.
it doesn't matter. With dying breath on, they
Oh.
don't even die. And that's the game.
138 units built by Manatee when he was under eco. That's very interesting. That's the questionable thing I see out of Ugly. He just did not like to produce an army.
Yeah, but what he had, he did use quite efficiently, judging from that ratio.